We don't edit things.
Don't you?
No.
Okay.
Anything that's captured between where they start and where they, we might cut the video for the sake of time,
Or you may
but
not
anything
even
in
do it.
between is not edited.
Okay, yeah, because I know some of the other guys have done interviews last week with the EF Dawah, and I had a wonderful time with Abbas and.
Oh, you were here last week?
And Imran, yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
So yeah, so I had, but the other one that I've spoken with is Nazim, but I don't know if.
Oh, Nazam.
Yeah, Nazam. I don't know
Nazam,
whether he's
no.
here or not. So.
He usually comes a little later. So
Does he?
yeah.
Okay.
So.
Yeah. But no, look, I had a wonderful time last week with Imran and Abbas, and we went out for dinner afterwards. And,
Nice.
Yeah, so we didn't get home till about 12:30. So
Yeah, that's where there usually is.
It was a good sort of talk.
Cool.
But yeah, so one of the things that I had discussed with you guys, and again, you kind of didn't sort of acknowledge that there was mistakes in the Quran that are scientifically incorrect.
Of course.
Okay, so one of them, I don't even remember where I sort of brought out where the Quran says Adam was made out of clay.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah. So in clay are silicon compounds.
Yeah.
Okay, so silicon is So silicon is the second most abundant element on Earth.
Uh-huh.
Okay, oxygen is the most abundant element, and silicon is the second most abundant element. So clay is silicon compounds, but there's no silicon in the human body. So silicon is not an essential element. There are 17 elements that actually make up the human body, and silicon is not one of them, even though it's the most abundant element on Earth after oxygen.
Okay, so first and foremost, where did Allah gather the material from?
Okay, so according to the Quran, according to the Hadith, it came from the angels got it for it.
Yeah.
Right? So the angels.
Where?
So the angels got it from. They got it from where?
Yeah.
Well, that's what your Hadith says.
Yeah, but from where?
So you
where did the angels? Where did the angels collect the?
Okay, so but what I'm saying is that the Quran uses the word clay.
Yes.
Okay, the angels get the word dust. So
yes.
Dust is different to clay.
Right, and Allah mentions in the Quran that we are created from dust and from clay.
Okay, but there is no silicon in our body. In fact, the word is the Quran. I've read the Quran from cover to cover, as probably you have a number of times, so it used the word resounding clay. So it's like pottery.
Yes.
Okay, so pottery is made from silicon. Okay, so they're silicon compounds. Clay is silicon. When you wet clay, it'll mold and you can shape and form it. But if you wet sand, you can't mold it and shape it, right? Okay, so clay you can. If you get
why can't you?
If you get,
we're talking about Allah now.
No, I'm not talking about Allah.
But I am, because you're talking to me. You're challenging me based on a scientific basis, right?
Yes.
At the end of the day, the creation of Adam is not scientific.
Well, okay. When you look, what do we humans have? What makes us human?
No. But this is the thing.
What
you're
makes us human?
No. What I'm saying to you is that what you're trying to do. This is a fundamental issue now, because what you're trying to do is critique the creation of mankind from a naturalistic perspective when we don't claim that. We don't claim that mankind was created in a naturalistic way. So you are trying to give a naturalistic criteria to a supernatural event. That doesn't work.
Okay, the whole thing. Okay, so if God made Adam out of clay, how do we get from clay to amino acids, nucleic acids, and all those other sort of things? Okay,
this is the power of Allah. It's the power of Allah.
Well,
look, this is what you're critiquing. No, but you're critiquing my paradigm, right?
Yes, I am critiquing.
Okay.
No. I'm not critiquing your paradigm. I'm critiquing your Quran. I'm critiquing your Quran.
Which is my paradigm.
From a scientific.
No, but it's not a scientific claim.
So I'm falsifying the Quran.
No, you can't. No, listen. You can't falsify a scientific thing in the Quran when the claim is not scientific. It is not a scientific claim.
It's a false claim. So the Quran is making a false claim that Adam was made out of clay.
No, it's not.
Resounding clay.
No, because as you mentioned, you mentioned to me, the human body, doesn't have silicon in it.
Yes.
Okay. But then you also asked the question: how did clay then produce amino acids, blood cells, plasma, all of the stuff that we have, bone marrow, right? None of that is found in clay.
Correct.
right? So where did it come from? This is the thing.
So
We don't make a scientific
it came
claim.
from Muhammad's head. It
No.
came from a voice in his head. That's where the Quran came
Look,
from.
it did come. Look, the Prophet ﷺ did hear this.
Yes.
Yes.
I know. So
And
he was
who
told
did
a
he?
lie. He was
No,
told a lie.
he heard it from Allah.
No,
He
that's
heard it
your
from Allah.
paradigm. That
No,
came from
no,
Allah.
but this is the thing.
But
If you look, Robin,
but
I
my
get-
paradigm is that when I critique it, so I have yet to meet a Muslim who can objectively critique their Quran. I will critique my Bible.
Yeah,
and
but I
I'll
would.
find
No,
faults
but
in
look,
the Bible.
if the
but
Quran
you
here,
guys don't do it
no,
with
no,
the
no.
Quran.
I'll tell you why I'm not critiquing this specific thing in a scientific way. It's because it's not a scientific claim.
I know, but
if
it's
it wasn't,
false. It's
if it,
fallacious.
no, but if it is a scientific claim, then yeah, we can put some scientific criteria onto it.
But do you believe
But
it's
it's true.
truth?
Yes.
Do you believe it is truth?
Yes.
Okay, so sort of science is about sort of looking at truth. It's discovering truth. It's discovering what the reality of the world.
Yeah, but we don't know. Look,
about humans, about rocks, about the universe, about stars. And all
that's
that sort of
one. No.
thing. Okay.
What does science mean?
Okay. What does science mean? Okay, sort of science is the examination.
No, that's the
of
process.
something.
That's the process.
Okay.
What is the meaning of science?
The meaning of science. The meaning of science, or the reason why we have science, is because,
No, the reason why we have
is
it.
because we want to discover
No.
certain things.
I'm
We
talking about
are
the meaning.
Evaluating,
Okay.
We are evaluating.
I'll make it simple. I'll make it simple because look, science means knowledge.
Oh, yeah.
Science means knowledge. So us as Muslims, we understand that science is not limited to the physical. We understand that science means knowledge. So when it comes to our understanding and our belief in Allah, the first step to do that is to acquire knowledge. The reason why we believe that this is true is because we have acquired knowledge that Allah exists, that Allah has sent the messengers, that the messengers have come with their own evidences to prove the claim that they have made, which is that they are sent from the Creator. And for us as the Muslims, we have our primary evidence is the Quran in of itself.
And so that is what we call, in scientific terms, that is what is your confirmation bias.
No,
So
this is
therefore
what
you will always look at things through the Quran, and where there is a division between what the Quran says and what is actual fact we know to be
No.
scientific fact. Okay,
It's not confirmation
you will
bias.
always jump back into it because that is your confirmation
I'll tell you why
bias.
it's not confirmation bias. I'll tell you
Okay.
why it's not.
Why?
Because the Quran is not dealing with the natural world only. If it was, then you'd have every right to critique it from a naturalistic perspective. But the Quran is dealing with knowledge on several planes, the naturalistic world as well as the metaphysical world. Okay? So this is what we are dealing with. We are dealing with two paradigms, the naturalistic and the metaphysical.
Yep.
Okay?
Yep.
So this is our knowledge.
I'm happy with.
Okay.
I'm
Right.
happy with metaphysics. I'm happy with that.
Okay, so yeah, but this includes the supernatural, right? This
Sure,
includes
sure.
the
Yep,
supernatural.
yep.
So, this is what we are saying. We are not going to critique. It makes no sense to critique a supernatural claim using a naturalistic method. It makes no sense whatsoever. So your fundamentals of the critique in of itself is flawed. That's why we can't move forward with it.
No, it's not. No,
Of course
it's not.
it is.
Because the Quran, you believe the Quran has been around forever. It came from Allah. So why did it say that man was made out of resounding clay? So that is
Because that's what it was.
That's a fallacious statement.
No, it's not.
So, well, I've just shown to you why it's fallacious. Okay.
No, you haven't.
Yes,
Well,
I have.
okay.
Because it is,
Robin,
it is
Robin.
making the claim that Adam was basically molded out of clay.
Yeah, a supernatural
Okay?
claim.
So we don't have clay in our bodies. We don't have clay in our bodies. We don't have silicon in our
We
bodies.
don't. Look, I'm not saying.
Okay.
I am not saying
we
to
have
you.
calcium, we have phosphorus, we have sulfur, we have magnesium, we have sodium, sulfur, nitrogen, carbon,
Yeah.
hydrogen. So we've got all those 17 elements.
Yeah.
But silicon is not one of them. We don't
That's
have
fine.
clay in
It's
it.
not-
Okay, so Adam was not made out of clay.
That is-
It's a
listen.
fallacious statement.
Well, like I said to you, the clay became blood, became bones. This is not.
Clay can't become blood. Okay, what is
Because
blood?
so because
okay,
no,
blood
because you're
is
still
amino
because you're still looking at a
protein.
supernatural claim with a naturalistic lens. It doesn't work. It is not the
I know,
correct
because
tool.
It's false. It's false.
No, it's because you're using the incorrect tool.
The science is making these fallacious statements. Okay, and you
That is your
and-
confirmation bias now.
No,
That's what
not.
it is because
I
now
am
you
looking
are
at the
stuck.
science.
I am looking
I'm
actually.
from science.
I am looking at the
from science.
methodology.
It's wrong.
I am look. I am looking at the methodology appropriate for the claim. You are not.
You guys won't objectively critique your Quran. Okay, I have not met a Muslim who rejected. Okay, let me
Who
ask you
said?
another
Whoa.
question.
You think I haven't critiqued my Quran?
Yes,
You think I haven't?
yes,
I haven't looked at it and studied it and looked at the arguments against it? You think I haven't looked at the 101 contradictions? You think I haven't looked at the people that try to falsify scientifically? Right now. We are not even looking at a falsification test. We are looking at the correct tool. You are not looking at using the correct tool to critique a certain claim. That's where we are at, Robin.
Yeah. Okay. But okay. So you give me the proof that Adam was made from clay, and that Iblis, according to you, refused to bow down to something that was made of clay because Iblis was supposedly made out of fire.
Okay.
Okay. So where's the scientific proof to sort of show that is real?
Who said it's scientific proof? Why is it limited to science? Why is it limited to science?
Okay. Sort of. How can you know that is true?
Oh, good question. The Quran in of itself asks us to test it. Okay.
Yeah. Which I'm doing.
How does it ask you to test it? Challenge for the Arabs, which is the language. Okay, try and produce the Quran like it. Okay, and then if you can, then you falsify the book, and you falsify it as a revelation. The other one is for the non-Arabs, for the Ajam, which is if you are in doubt, then you will find many errors and contradictions. Okay.
Yeah.
Now this one of itself, in order to prove an error, you would actually have to prove the opposite. Okay.
Yep.
That's what falsification is, right?
Which I have done.
No,
Yes.
No, you have not. Because in order to do that, you have to use the correct tool to falsify.
I am using the science.
You're using the scientific method to falsify the supernatural.
Today.
Have you ever seen a scientist falsify the supernatural using scientific instrumental observation?
No.
Right. That's what I'm saying to you.
Okay, so there is, I grant, okay, that there is a supernatural sort of thing behind it.
Of course.
But that's coming.
So you can't critique it.
So
no, it's not coming from contrary. We are saying, look.
Yes, it is.
Because we say, okay.
You accept that Adam was made from clay.
Because of the evidence.
You accept that.
Because of the evidence that the Quran is from Allah.
No. Yeah, but see, that's again your confirmation.
No, it's tracing the evidence.
Me as a non-Arab, as an outsider, when I sort of look at the claims of the Quran, the supposed scientific claims,
critique something that's actually science-based.
So that
critique a verse that is actually science-based.
Look, I'm just basically giving an example of something as a soil scientist. I work in soil science.
I know you do.
Okay, so
but you as a soil scientist are critiquing the supernatural, which makes no sense.
So I'm not.
Sorry. Can I jump in?
I'm critiquing the claim that the Quran says that Adam was made out of clay. Sure. Okay.
So, do you believe that science has limitations, and we don't know everything?
Sure.
Do you believe that?
Yeah. So the science was restricted to the
natural, right?
to the sort of physical universe, height, width, and depth.
Natural.
Okay. Yeah. Sure. Yeah. It's atoms.
And he's not talking about the natural.
Sure.
I mean, Adam.
Because at the end of the day, we are not saying.
No, but sort of what is clay?
Well, look, the Quran actually. The Quran
is clay.
No, but what does it? No. But is that all a
Clay
bit?
is silicon. Okay, clay is in this world. Okay, we're not talking about anything kind of supernatural. We're talking about clay. Okay, so the Quran clay.
The unintellectual ramblings of people that cannot use their scripture to substantiate their belief. Yeah, that's what they are limited to. That's what they are reduced to. They couldn't use the Bible, so they need to go around chanting. Yeah, and we're still here. We're giving dawah, alhamdulillah.
Do I believe God can do anything? Yes,
a Christian, right?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
So you believe God can?
He should know that I'm Christian.
Yeah. So you believe God can do anything,
Absolutely.
and God can do something even beyond whatever physics.
Beyond nature, sure.
Beyond nature.
Yep. Sort of supernature.
How is that contradictory on what we're saying?
Okay, so what I'm saying is that the Quran has made the statement.
So if
four times, not just once, it makes the statement 4 times that Adam was made out of sounding clay.
Yeah,
No.
If you're not a Christian, then fine. I mean, if you're
No, even if he was an atheist, it still wouldn't make sense because of the methodology.
Yeah.
So So what I'm doing, okay, and there's a number of other things that I could go through in the Quran. I've read the whole Quran. I actually just finished reading it about a month ago. So I've gone through my Quran and I've got all these statements that are actually false in it. These claims that are false. So that is just one of them, which we had a conversation about.
So I'll give you another example.
But-
Yes, interject. Now, in the Bible, it says that the vegetation comes before the sun, right?
The what?
The vegetation comes before the
Oh,
sun.
look, Look, if
Okay, sorry. Now,
if you're going to go to Genesis,
No, what I
I
mean
will
is-
objectively critique Genesis.
so that's what I
And
mean.
I would say that
Do
there
you believe that?
there are things in the Bible statements which are factually incorrect.
So you are going
Okay,
against that.
so I would say they're factually incorrect
Right.
because I will critique the Bible,
Okay.
and I will.
So you believe God
So-
cannot do that. That
I'm
creating
saying God
vegetation before.
could do it, but I don't. But it doesn't make scientific sense. Okay, it doesn't make science. So therefore,
That's fine. It doesn't need to. Because it's supernatural.
So therefore, to have day 3 made of plants
Okay.
and day 4 that the sun comes into existence, okay, that doesn't make
So are you
sense. Okay,
saying that-
so the 6-day creation, I don't believe is a literal thing. And I've asked Muslims, when you have your 6-day creation in the sun, in the Quran, which it says a number of times that Allah made the world in 6 days, and I've asked Muslims, and you won't come and point exactly what a day is. Okay?
Because-
24 hours.
so
It doesn't, exactly. So
Okay.
Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala also mentions, because in the Quran, the reason why we don't put a specific, because a day is as long as Allah wishes it to be. So that's why we don't put a time on
We
it.
put the 24
So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala
Okay, so
says,
in the
no, because
Quran-
Allah says, مقداره 50 ألف سنة, right? About the day of judgment. A day of which its length is 50,000 years.
Okay.
Right. So that's how long a day is.
Yeah. No. But that's the judgment of the angels takes 50,000 years.
No.
Okay, that's what
Whoa,
that verse
no,
says.
no, no.
That's where the verse is.
Who decides how long is a day?
Okay.
Who decides
Yeah.
how long is a day?
Okay.
So,
the
look.
word, the Arabic word for
No,
day,
I mean, who decides?
It's Yom.
the Arabic word for day is ayam.
I
No,
know.
no, no,
Who decides
that's
now,
plural.
Yeah,
scientifically?
Yom.
days.
Yom is,
Yom is singular.
Yeah,
Okay, but
ayam.
plural, it says 6 days. It didn't say.
Yeah.
Okay, it says Allah made the world in 6
yeah,
days,
yeah.
plural, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so that same word days is what we find in Surah chapter 2 when people do the Hajj and they can't afford to give an offering, so
Yeah.
they've got to fast for 3 days.
Yeah.
Right? Okay, so that's the same ayamin. So there's three.
No, no, no.
3 literal 24-hour days that you fast, but then somehow the word days, when it comes to Allah making the world and the universe, okay, so that somehow is not it's not the same word as you find it.
No, because Yom,
No,
just,
Yom is day.
I know, but I'm talking about the word Yom
Yeah, but-
simply means a period of time.
Okay, but what I'm
Now, the
saying,
period
days,
of time
okay,
is
what are
then
days?
the period of time is then known to us by the context.
Okay, so the context is a number. Okay, it says the word 6 days, day of creation. It says
Six
the
periods-
word, it
six
says that
periods of time.
It says 6 days you fast. Sorry, 3 days you fast, right? Okay,
Because now we're talking about the context of
What?
of the world.
What or the creation of the universe?
Yeah.
Which one?
Okay,
It's
so
a
what I'm
different-
saying, it's the same word. It's a 24-hour day. So Muslims have the same.
How long was a day?
problem
How long was a day?
as-
4.5 billion years ago, according to science. It wasn't 24 hours.
It wasn't 24 hours.
So the
We
Earth.
calculate the day based on
Okay, and
How long was a day when the Earth was
when
created?
there is no sun.
When it was still a young hot
Okay.
ball of mess.
So basically, it was 4.5 billion human days ago that the Earth was formed around about then. Okay.
Yeah,
It was
but
4.5 billion
how long was a day?
Human days.
No, how long-
24-hour days.
No, no, no.
Human
Are you saying?
24-hour days. We're going back in time.
No.
Okay.
Hold on a
So
second.
you guys are.
No.
avoiding the issue.
No, you are not. No. What you're doing now
You
is
sort of challenge me.
yeah. What
Okay.
you're doing now is actually being dishonest about what the scientists are saying about the rotation of the
age
Earth. The rotation of the Earth. How long did it take for the Earth to rotate on its axis 4.5 billion years ago?
4.5 billion years ago.
Yeah.
We don't know. We sort of can't sort of say.
No,
for
no.
sure.
So
we sort of can't say.
no,
for
they
sure.
actually estimated that it was, I think, 28 hours. Yeah. That's how long ago.
No,
It doesn't
is that you
to
become
stable.
perfect.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah,
That's
so
what-
it
stabilizes.
It stabilizes the valleys, if you like, in the other species.
Yeah. It doesn't say it doesn't move.
So
Yeah, doesn't say it doesn't.
Come on. We know our Quran.
it says fixed and cannot be moved.
No. What does the Arabic say?
I'm not sure what the Arabic says. I don't know what the Arabic says. I'll see if I can find. Actually, you should know.
I know the ayah.
Yeah.
I know
Do
it.
you know the one where it is? Do you know?
I can't remember which one is it, but I know that.
Yeah.
But it doesn't say that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In the Arabic, it doesn't say that they don't move.
They don't know.
It doesn't say
It
that.
become a pack, but it doesn't
Okay,
say
so-
that. Okay.
So
And it's a descriptive. It's descriptive.
okay. So got to go and say basic tectonic plates show that's not true.
What? What's not true?
that the mountains are fixed and they can.
We know that.
Okay, so
The Quran doesn't claim it's fixed.
Well, it does.
No, it doesn't. In the
Okay.
Arabic, it doesn't claim it's fixed.
Arab. I don't speak Arab, but
But I do. I'm an Arab.
I know it doesn't say that.
Yeah.
But even I know it doesn't say that.
I sort of thought.
Come on, Robin.
Can you sort of find out?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're Christian.
Muslim now.
What made you be Muslim? Anything else? And what made you be Christian?
Here it is. We have set on the earth mountains standing firm. Okay? It says, we made from water every living thing, will they not believe? And we have set on earth mountains standing firm. Okay, so that's what it says. Okay, so
Does firm mean immovable?
well, it basically does mean.
No.
Yes.
Come on, now
Yes.
now you're butchering the English language.
Okay.
Firm does not mean.
Okay,
like,
something
I
that's
could
firm,
look.
it is firm.
Look, I could be firm. I could have a firm body, but you can still move me back. They say two completely different things.
Okay, but so the mountains come
So-
up and go down. So once they can be a plane. So we've got parts of the Himalayas, 20,000 feet.
Does a mountain stand firm? Yes.
Okay. So
A mountain is quite firm, I would say. I don't think it's like jelly.
and then it says we made from water every living thing.
Yeah. It's every living
Okay,
thing has
no,
water.
No, we aren't just made from water. Okay, water.
It doesn't say just water.
Water is to.
It doesn't say just water.
Okay.
You are introducing terminology into the English. Forget the Arabic. You're now introducing things into the English.
Yeah. Okay.
It doesn't say what you're saying. Does it say only water?
Well, it says we're made from water, every living thing.
Yeah,
Will
does it
they
say
not
only?
That will not they believe? And we have set on the earth mountains standing.
Yeah. Are you saying
Okay,
that mountains are not
lest
firm?
lest it should shake with them. Okay.
Yeah, it should
Lest
say.
it should shake. So as you say, the mountains are kind of like these pegs. They sort of hold the land so it doesn't kind of sort of shake. It doesn't move away. Okay. So. And we have made them broad highways between the mountains for them to pass, that they may find their way.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's what. So.
Well, this
so
is
again,
accurate.
Okay. So again, so that is a factually incorrect statement.
How?
Okay.
How?
Because as I say, they aren't standing firm. Now you're not saying that they aren't there for that they are for. So that's one.
What you-
4 times. Actually, that's kind of what I was looking for. That's what I was looking for because I did write some of these things down. From some of the things 6-8 creation. Where are we?
Yeah, but you're putting things into the verse that's not there, and then saying it's false.
That's your interpretation of what.
That's actually dishonest. It's not even a misinterpretation.
Sorry, but your YouTube channel is.
Come on, Robin.
I've seen you many times. Your YouTube channel.
No, I'm Yemenite front. Yemenite.
Yeah.
لا خلينا.
Yamani. Yeah.
Yemenite.
Actually, sorry, I was wrong. It says so. Sahih Muslim 39:6 says other created clay on Saturdays, the mountain Sundays, trees Monday. So yeah, sorry, clay on Saturdays.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Things in towning Tuesdays, light Wednesdays, animals Thursday, Adam Friday.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's what it says. So yeah, so it was actually created clay on Saturday.
Okay, so
So
still.
so yeah.
How long's
so,
a Saturday?
So that's the first thing, and then on Saturdays, then the mountains on Sunday, trees Monday. So look again, that's just kind of fictitious mumbo jumbo. You know.
Why? For why?
Because
What's the evidence to falsify that claim? The whole point of a falsification is to prove the opposite. But
Okay.
you're not doing that.
Okay,
You're just
okay.
simply stating it is.
That is.
So so this is the thing.
This is-
No, but the thing is, look, Robin, you're wearing this top saying science doesn't care about your belief, right? But you are not using the scientific method. The scientific method is to actually falsify using evidence to the contrary. That's how you falsify something. You do not falsify something by simply stating it's fictitious.
Okay. Here's another one. Sahih Bukhari. So I was actually reading volume 4, 54. It says the sun at sunset goes to Allah to prostrate itself, but is rejected and is told to rise in the east.
Supernatural claim.
So it's a geocentric universe. So basically, so Muhammad in that time they had the understanding that the actual sun went over, and then it went to prostrate itself to Allah, but Allah told it to basically come back up again. Okay, so that's what Sahih Bukhari says. Okay, so that's a geocentric understanding. So
No,
they
it's
thought
not.
that the sun went round the earth.
No.
But whereas we know that
Okay.
the earth spins
So
around the sun.
let's talk about
Okay?
the heliocentric and the geocentric models. Both of them are accurate. Why? Because it doesn't matter from where you measure. The reason we have a heliocentric system now is because it was easier to explain the solar system. That's why it changed from a geocentric. It wasn't to do with facts. It was
to do with facts.
no. It was to do with the ease.
Copernicus and Galileo.
Listen. The reason why, okay, because if you are looking at the Earth as the center of the solar system, it makes it harder to explain how the solar system works. Whereas having the sun in the center of the solar system makes it hard. This is not now preferring one system over the other. This is again a supernatural claim because it's now saying Allah is commanding the sun to do something.
Well, it says the sun at sunset goes to Allah to prostrate itself.
Goes to Allah to prostrate. Have we seen the sun prostrate?
So no, we haven't.
Why? It's a supernatural claim.
This is rubbish. This is nonsense.
It's a supernatural claim.
And then it says the sun runs. Okay, Surah 36:35.
Yes.
The sun runs into a resting place.
Yeah.
The sun doesn't run into a resting place. This is mumbo jumbo. It's crap. It's wrong. It's false. Okay. And some of these other things are really
all of these things. All of these things that you mentioned are supernatural claims, things that we do not observe.
Okay.
How do you observe? How do you observe the sun rest?
Jesus had red and white complexion and greasy, scruffy hair. Okay, so he
doesn't say scruffy.
Well, that was the English version I said. So Jesus had red and white complexion. This is kind of mumbo jumbo. This is nonsense.
What does red and white mean?
Most people in hell are women. You know what rubbish. You know, why are most people in hell women?
Well,
I know we got all these men here. Is this heaven? Is this heaven because we got 95% men here?
You see, this is a misunderstanding of the hadith. Have you read the exegesis of these hadith?
So they're nonsense.
No. See, look, you as a scientist, you need to investigate the claim, right? Have you read any of the exegesis of these?
No, I've just read them.
Okay, so what kind of scientist are you? How can you come to me and brag about the scientific method when you don't do basic research?
Because when you say exegesis, that is by people who already have a confirmation bias. So now, one of the things with science actually progresses through falsification. So
does Islam. The reason why Islam is so big is because of the falsification tests.
Well, that's what you claim, but it's actually
that's the reality.
Okay. So do you believe that? Do you believe the sun
Yes.
at sunset goes to Allah to prostrate itself?
Yes.
So when it goes to the sunset at 9 o'clock tonight, so the sun goes to prostrate itself before Allah.
All the creation prostrates to Allah, but we do not perceive it. In the Quran, it mentions that.
It is rubbish.
In the Quran, Allah mentions that everything prostrates to Him, but we do not perceive it. So we already told that we do not see how the trees prostrate.
So you really
we
believe
don't.
it?
Yes.
You're nodding your head.
Yes.
You really believe
Yes.
it?
Every Muslim here.
I know you Muslims believe it. You're told
Alhamdulillah.
to believe it. You have to believe it, but you won't critique it.
No, because we.
Okay.
Because we.
It's not logical. That the sun. Is it logical that the sun goes?
I'll tell you why it's logical.
Sunset,
I'll tell you why it's
the sun
logical.
At sunset, no, the sun is a ball of fire where you've got hydrogen. Okay, what is the sun?
Look, the sun dies on sunset. It dies on sunset.
It doesn't die on sunset.
Look. You go to
It's
California.
there is no sunset. The sun is always burning in the sky.
Yes.
And the earth
Thank you,
spins
yes.
and goes around the sun.
Thank you, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So you're wrong. Okay, so it is wrong. Okay.
Are you trying to tell us that we are in Britain? Because I know where we are.
You believe that apart from us humans, we have free will. Other things apart from humans.
Look, this is what. Okay, Robin.
I sort of think that we have free will, but I also think there are instinct as well.
Yeah, I mean, apart from us, other things doesn't have a free will.
Sorry?
They just go about, when, for example, trees, sun, grass, they don't have a free will. They just go
So trees,
according to whatever.
sure.
So the sun does not have a free will, right? So it just follow whatever the laws say.
No, what,
If it has
okay.
free will, then it's going to go.
Okay, what the sun is a massive cauldron of hydrogen.
We are not denying. We are not denying its physical properties.
You've got nuclear fusion.
Robin,
going in a massive scale. That's what it is.
Robin.
There's two gases. It's helium and hydrogen.
Robin,
That's what the
we
sun is, okay?
are not disputing the makeup of the sun.
Okay,
Do you
but
think
you're saying that
Muslims are like the
that
Christians
ball of
who
helium-
separated science from religion?
But do you believe that ball of hydrogen and helium
That sun
is actually
prostrates to Allah.
actually prostrates itself
Yes.
every sunset?
Yes.
Okay, but the sunset in England is different to the sunset in America
Yes.
at a different time.
Yes.
It's a different
It doesn't
sunset
matter.
to,
Yes.
to what's in Africa
Yeah.
and Australia
Yeah.
and all those places. So the sun doesn't set, it is always burning. Okay, it is always burning.
This is
There
a supernatural claim.
The sunset is a human paradigm.
It's a
Okay, so therefore that is a false claim.
no.
Why? No, it's not.
It is. The
Yeah, okay,
sun
Robert.
does not prostrate itself and tells
How
it
do
to
you
get
know?
back up.
When we are
How do you
we are
know?
told
Okay.
we are told that we do not
Because
perceive
the
it.
sun has been around
So-
for a long
Why,
time.
you talk to the sun,
1.5
what?
billion years.
Another
Okay, so
What's the last
again,
time you talked to
so-
the sun?
So,
No.
so I don't do
Hold
sun
on.
worship.
Thank
okay,
you.
okay, you might do sun worship.
Right, you might.
No, no, listen, Robert.
Oh, okay.
Explain consciousness from a scientific perspective.
No, forget consciousness.
Okay. No.
They can't. Science can't explain it.
The sun does not have a consciousness. Do you believe the sun has a consciousness?
Why not?
Yes.
Do you?
Yes.
So you think that you think those gases that the sun has a brain? Do you think the sun has a
No.
brain?
Did we say brain?
Because
We said consciousness.
Consciousness has thought. Consciousness has thought.
Yeah. Who said you need to have a brain?
So consciousness has
It's
thought.
subhanallah. We are talking
Okay.
about the supernatural. Allah has created things differently.
The answer to that question is that science is not a being.
Science is not a being.
It's not a being.
Sure.
Scientists, they give their opinion.
Yeah.
Science, some of the greatest scientists believe in God. Say Newton. And
Yep. Yep.
Einstein.
Yep.
So
The thing is,
there's a limitation.
Yeah.
Okay. So why would I want to believe in something?
Okay. Because science is to do with the physical, material universe. Now, when we get to metaphysics, then that is something different again.
well, that's the thing. Everything you're critiquing is metaphysics.
So what I'm critiquing
Is metaphysics.
I'm critiquing the claims in the Quran and the Hadith.
Oh, I see. All right. No,
He is, but
Okay.
That's all right.
Okay. So I'm critiquing the claims.
Yeah, the sun is not a being. The sun cannot ask itself who created it.
No, that's right. That's right. That's right. It has no consciousness. Yeah, but they say that the sun has consciousness.
No, it doesn't. We are the only things made in God's image. There's no other beings made in God's image. And we can ask those questions.
Yeah.
Where do I come from and where am I going?
That's what I believe. That's what I do believe. But
wouldn't you say that's confirmation bias?
so.
Because you just stated your belief and say, yeah, I believe that. Where's your evidence that only man is made in his image?
Okay, let me.
No, see, that's you know. I think we need to have some
Okay.
consistency here.
Okay.
Because when you ask us for evidence, we say the Quran is our evidence because we can prove the Quran is from God. But so that's why we say that we believe in the metaphysics and the supernatural that is mentioned. That is our basis. But when it comes to you yourself have admitted, Robin. No, hold on a second. I'm speaking to Robin because Robin has mentioned that he does not believe in the Bible holistically. But he is a Christian, but still he believes that we were made man in our image. But man made in our image is referring to Adam, but you do not believe in an Adam.
I'm saying that I don't know whether a historical Adam exists or
But
not.
the Bible speaks about him in a historical manner.
Yeah, okay, the Bible speaks about it, and the Quran speaks about Adam.
Yeah.
But I'm not saying that.
But yet you believe you were made in man's image.
But well, no, I'm
Substantiate it.
No, I'm not made in man's image.
Whose
Okay.
image? Because he just said that. He said you were we
I'm
believe that only man is made in his image, and you were like, yeah, I believe that.
Okay, but what I'm
So
saying
you made that claim.
is the consciousness, and that comes back to consciousness. Okay, so God may not be humanoid.
But he has a consciousness, no?
God may not.
Is
be
he conscious?
humanoid. Yes, God is conscious.
Does he have a brain?
He doesn't have a
Okay,
brain.
right. So now why are you
Because
saying?
a brain
Why are
is
you
made
talking
out
about
of
the sun?
cells. A
No,
brain
but
is
why are you
made
talking
out
about
of
the
cells.
sun? Why are you talking about the sun having to have a brain? If Allah can create anything in any way, if God can create anything in any form, and give anything consciousness, why now are you suddenly objecting to the fact that the sun can have consciousness?
Allah made the sun.
It's within our scriptures. Oh, no problem. For us, we can prove that the Quran is from Allah. We can prove it by showing that the Prophet, peace be upon him.
Yeah, but how?
No problem.
Independently, how can you prove it?
Yeah, the Quran is the evidence. Listen,
700, 800.
so 610, but yeah, 7th century.
So
So what?
what about all
But we have it today. So what if it came?
from?
We go from the Prophet.
That evidence from?
So we got it. Okay, so hold on a second. We got it from the Prophet, peace be upon him. Now there's a couple of ways.
Who was what? A human.
Man, yeah,
A human.
Yeah.
Who can make mistakes?
of course he's a human being.
Okay.
Hold
So
on a
therefore,
second.
He might have got
Right.
something wrong.
Hold on a second. Yeah, well this is what
didn't know
this is
writing.
what we did. This is what we
He
did.
didn't know writing. He's not the author.
Yeah, he's not the author.
Well,
He was
who
illiterate.
wrote it? people
Oh,
are.
he revealed it.
No.
Already.
No, he didn't reveal it.
Okay, so listen.
A voice in his head did. Okay.
Yes, we don't deny it. We know it was a voice in his head.
Okay.
We know it was a voice. We know. We know that. We know that Allah. We know that. We know that.
Evidence.
Well, I'm going to get it to you.
Still waiting for you.
No, but you keep interrupting. You keep interrupting.
What is the evidence?
You keep interrupting. You keep interrupting.
Waiting for the evidence.
Well, if you see, look, I haven't even started speaking, and you're already interrupting.
Everything else but the evidence of who made the.
I'm trying to get to the evidence.
Confirmation
I'm trying to get to
and
the evidence,
therefore-
but you're not letting me
and therefore
listen.
they
You're not
won't
letting me
be
talk.
objective. You won't find any. I've yet
You
to
move.
meet an objective Muslim.
He doesn't claim.
I've yet to meet an objective Muslim who critique their Quran.
Yeah, and so can you. Lakum dinukum waliya din.
When it comes to that,
Lakum dinukum waliya din.
you won't objectively critique your property.
I was just about to show them how, because when it came to the evidence, when they saw that I was willing to substantiate the evidence of the Quran, of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, they went,